Most of us are taught a very simple formula for financial success. Go to school, get a secure job, and climb the corporate ladder until your salary is high enough that money is no longer a problem. But that formula hides a built-in trap. When your paycheck goes up, your lifestyle costs usually follow right behind it. You buy a bigger house or a nicer car, and suddenly that higher income is entirely consumed by new expenses, leaving you trapped on a treadmill that keeps spinning faster. While you are stuck running, the modern financial system is actively working to extract whatever you manage to save. Traditional banks might offer you a tiny fraction of interest on your deposits, only to turn around and lend that exact same money out at double-digit rates, while outdated financial advisors charge high fees for risky guidance. This is exactly why Robert Kiyosaki argues that the wealthy played an entirely different game. They don't try to win by simply earning a larger salary. They win by engineering a structured system of financial intelligence. Relying strictly on an employer's paycheck guarantees lifelong financial vulnerability. True wealth requires building a personal ecosystem that can simultaneously generate money and aggressively defend it from the institutions trying to take it away. The first pillar of this ecosystem is learning how to earn, but not in the traditional sense. Instead of chasing the highest starting salary, you should choose your jobs based strictly on the specific problem-solving skills they teach you. Education and real-world experience always hold more long-term value than a slightly bigger paycheck at the end of the month. You build this earning power by actively seeking out and solving increasingly complex difficulties. When you learn how to untangle messy financial situations, even stepping in to help others analyze and fix their money problems, you rapidly increase your own financial IQ and your capacity to generate revenue. But earning more is useless without the second pillar, protection. Every single dollar you bring in must be rigorously shielded from the institutional predators we looked at earlier, minimizing what you lose to taxes and keeping your money away from high-fee products. Doing this effectively means you have to stop blindly handing your money over to external experts. You have to take absolute personal ownership of your financial education, learning the rules of the system yourself so you can verify exactly where your money is going. Earning and protecting have to operate at the exact same time. Building the capacity to generate massive revenue is completely pointless if your capital immediately drains right back into the pockets of banks and financial institutions. Once your money is protected, you can execute the third pillar, budgeting. The absolute prerequisite for wealth creation is engineering a budget where your income reliably outweighs your expenses, resulting in a distinct surplus of capital. What you do with this extra capital defines your financial future. You don't have to live like a monk and abandon all luxuries, but you must prioritize acquiring assets, buying things that put money back into your pocket before you spend a single dime on consumer goods. If you want a luxury liability, like a high-end car, you don't buy it directly with your savings. Instead, you use your initial surplus to buy an income-generating asset, like a rental property, and you let the cash flow from that property pay for the car. This mindset is most effective during financial hardship. When a business struggles, the typical move is to cut costs, but the smarter move is often increasing spending on marketing to revive sales. Similarly, if you are short on cash, you don't just cut your living standards. You find ways to spend more on assets or use good debt to acquire things that actively generate new income to solve the problem. Mastering this specific flow of capital changes the nature of your personal spending. It stops being a drain on your net worth and becomes a self-sustaining engine where your assets grow large enough to fund your lifestyle automatically. With that surplus flowing, you enter the fourth pillar, investing. This is the physical action of taking your protected capital and deploying it into vehicles like real estate, securities, or entrepreneurship to begin replacing your daily labor with passive income. But knowing exactly where to deploy that capital requires the fifth pillar, information management. We live in an era flooded with free data, meaning the investor who can efficiently filter and process that endless stream of information holds the ultimate advantage. You have to rigorously separate verifiable facts from mere opinions. Some of the most catastrophic financial failures happen because people make major investment decisions based entirely on the subjective opinions of supposed experts rather than hard, objective data. By diligently categorizing your research and tracking reliable metrics over time, You can start to identify specific market cycles. This allows you to accurately anticipate broader economic trends before they become obvious to the general public. Without this strict filtering mechanism in place, even your most aggressive investments will eventually collapse under the sheer weight of market noise and bad advice. These 5 pillars, earning, protecting, budgeting, investing, and information analysis, are interdependent. If you earn a fortune but have zero protection skills, you're just pouring money into a leaky bucket. To see real results, you must develop these 5 skills in parallel to support one another. Yet understanding the mechanics is where most people still fail. Possessing a high financial IQ across all 5 of these pillars is completely useless if you lack the underlying courage to actually execute the strategy. Becoming a true wealth builder requires bravery. You have to be willing to ignore the prejudices of those around you, step away from the conventional path of the safe corporate job, and embrace calculated risks when the data supports it. It requires a total shift in perspective. You have to stop viewing money management as a stressful chore that you avoid, and instead make the proactive design of your financial life a primary passion. True, lasting wealth is rarely a passive inheritance or a random stroke of luck. It's the ultimate expression of disciplined action, continuous balance across your financial ecosystem, and